Okay, bro, let me tell you in this video how to quit bad habits more effectively, finally, and how to be more disciplined and more productive. It's a very, very powerful concept that I want to instill in your brain. And there will be some, I will challenge you to do some exercises, certain things that will put this belief into your mind, because educating yourself onto this topic like you did, like, it's super important, right? Because you did that with fitness information, to build a way better physique. You do that with money. You do that with whatever other thing that is important for you, good habit, work, whatever, right? So it's information is super powerful, even though it sounds simple. Look, this is the idea of pleasure is not happiness. And let's instill this into your brain. And by the way, my name is Sebastian. I help guys to become exponentially more disciplined and productive so that they achieve their goals. And so, onto the video, bro. Instill this into your brain. Pleasure is not happiness. You might say, "Oh, but Sebastian, why do if bad habits feel so bad? And of course, I want to quit them. But why do they feel so? Why do I feel happy though when I think about doing them?" Thing is, bro, it's not happiness. It never was. It never will be. Thing is, that is just some pleasure. Yeah, sure, if your dopamine levels, just increase. But thing is, they will always get back lower after you do the bad habit. They'll always get back lower, and not where they were, but even lower, below the baseline. And because of that, bro, you and basically most people on planet Earth that do bad habits just feel sad, lonely, depressed, and you'll start having those effects if you just do those unhealthy, bad activities, wasting your time and doing all these pleasurable things, watching dumb stuff on the internet, playing video games, eating junk food, right? And I gotta put the picture on the screen, but basically, instill this into your brain, right? Doing bad habits leads to regret. Always. And the thing is, I have an exercise for you to do, bro, which is basically, okay, you take a journal, for example. I don't think I have mine here necessarily, but you take a notebook, you take a pen, and you write this idea down, and you journal on it. Because, look, it's one thing for me to say this and for you to hear me say it, like whatever other video, but it's totally another, and way, way more powerful for you to actually say this to yourself, that pleasure is not happiness, and to instill this into your brain and to journal about it. Your self-awareness will increase massively, and not in a bad way like some people say, "Oh, self-conscious, why would you want to be?" You want to be, bro, you want to be self-aware so that you see what your thoughts are, and you control them and yourself, and you control your actions. And when you journal, your self-awareness massively increases, and that's a very, very, very good thing, because now you can actually take control and have no excuses. And either way, you understand it way, way better. I remember, for example, when playing video games in the past, or listening too much to music, that all that just mess up my dopamine levels. And all this concept of dopamine detox, we need to not just implement it just in the weekend or something, but actually live a life off with less dopamine of that, because your dopamine receptors are just fried. Imagine that, right? So you get so much dopamine, so much pleasure, that you literally your levels of dopamine base drop below the base, and you feel way, way worse. And so to make sure they're regulated in way, way better, and that you actually have peace, inner peace, and peace of the mind, and happiness, that's not coming, bro, from pleasurable, dumb, unhealthy activities, video games, and junk food, and especially their effects of just saying, okay, you wasted your life doing all that, and you're now fatter, have a bunch of fat, you're no longer as fit anymore, and your self-respect decreases because you eat that subhuman food, which is barely food, considered barely food. And watch all that dumb stuff, of course your self-respect decreases. And I don't understand these people that you perhaps, bro, that you want to show people how you want to make yourself proud, but your self-respect is just stupidly low because you do all these dumb activities. Just fix yourself, man. Doing that will increase massively your confidence, your discipline, your productivity by you raising your standards and actually understanding pleasure is not happiness. And it sounds simple, but it's good education, right? And don't associate education with the word school thinking it's bad. No, no, no. Education, you know this very well, is very, very important if it's the right one. You educated yourself, for example, in weightlifting to okay, say, okay, this exercise trains this muscle, what exercise trains that muscle, and you get way more gains, and you learned, you spent time learning what to eat, how much protein to eat, how many calories to eat, how to track your calories, how to find out what are your calories, how to recover better, and so on, right? And perhaps with money online as well, you did perhaps the same thing. So you see, education and information on a certain topic can be very, very important. So you need, even though this sounds simple, the enemy, let's say the devil, tries to make you not pay attention to this fact and just wants to give you a bunch of pleasure. But the thing is, you need to instill into our mind this idea that pleasure is not happiness, and truly get all of these unhealthy activities out of your system and just stay away from them. And another way on how you do this is actually having a super meaningful goal. Super meaningful goal. Because when you have that meaningful goal, and you can spend time thinking about this, journaling about this, because when you have a super meaningful goal, bro, what do you think happens? If your goal is way more meaningful than the unhealthy activities that you are doing, of course you will drop the unhealthy activities, because the goal is just way more important. That's the thing. You get the point. So that's how, bro, I quit so many bad habits. I quit video games, I quit junk food, I quit watching dumb stuff on the internet and all that all that other stuff. And with time I just became way more disciplined, way more productive, way more confident, because I improved myself and got myself away from those bad, unhealthy emotions, regret, whatever, because of the bad habits. And I improved my mental health, I improved my discipline, my productivity, my happiness overall. So, yeah, you might say, oh, but then how do you get happiness? Oh, Sebastian, what do you do? The answer is simple. I mean, obviously there's more ways to do this, but some ways I do this is obviously just doing healthy, good things. Waking up and having some actual good work to do. For example, I'm recording these videos, or you can read, or you can work on your product online, whatever you want to do. Then training, working out, eating some healthy stuff, tracking your calories, being lean and being fit, and keeping yourself clean, having a routine, and so on. All this improves your mental health, your happiness, your self-respect, confidence, your discipline, if you actually do right. So my challenge for you, bro, today is to simply take a notebook and begin journaling about this. Begin journaling about the idea that, okay, pleasure is not happiness, and then continue with your thoughts and dwell on that for some time, right? Just take a pen and just write whatever comes to mind. And of course, have self-control. And also just begin defining your goal and think, what can be a super powerful goal for me, so that I actually focus on it way more. It's way more purposeful, and also you just get away from bad habits. So that can be something super specific that only you have, or maybe also financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom for yourself, your family, to enjoy life together and do something that you actually like, work on that stuff, and have like-minded friends, self-development, and so on, travel the world, whatever. I mean, these are just some examples, but pick something specifically for you that is super, super meaningful. Make perhaps some vision boards as well, like I did. And that will massively, massively inspire you. That's the thing. When you do this and you focus way more on the goal, you see that those bad habits pull you away from the goal, pull you in the opposite direction. And because of that, bro, I just told myself, no, I'm not interested in that. I want to go to the goal. And so I just cut the ties with the bad habits, and boom, now I'm free. Right? I updated my standards and so on. And if you want to learn more about this stuff, there's a lot of videos on the channel. You can just go and check them out. Get yourself into this kind of super, super powerful information. Also join our Discord server. And remember, we're limitless because we never peak if we so choose to. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.